Hey there, everybody. I hope that you're having a great Monday. It's October the 3rd. I have big books to go into the Etsy store today. My bookshop over at Etsy has been it just hasn't been happening. I think we all kind of hit these walls in our art or in our creativity, and that's kind of what happened to me lately. But luckily, the mojo that was hiding kind of came out of hiding this weekend, which I'm very happy about that. And I was inspired to create big books. These books are 6 by 9. They are blank journals. They're blank books. You can use them for whatever. You can use them as a sketchbook, as a diary, as a commonplace book. I love my commonplace, any kind of commonplace that I have going on, because I love to make extracts, right? That's straight out of Jane Austen. I like when I read, I always have a little notebook lying around so I can write down quotes or even words that I love. I really like the way that the bead spine came together on this. I want to thank Miss Michelle for giving me all these beads, especially these beautiful paper beads that she so cleverly did. I love this fabric. I think this fabric is from Laurie B. So Laurie, thank you for the fabric. Thank you for the inspiration. Blank books. Because these books are made up, I couldn't resist pockets, y'all. I think all books need pockets. All of my books need pockets. They're made up of cardstock and heavyweight paper. That makes them really nice if you want to use them as sketchbooks, if you want to write in them, if you want to glue book. The book will hold up quite well. Blank pages, big blank pages for you to, a book like this, you absolutely just make it your own, don't you? And you guys are always so clever. You'll send me pictures about the way that your books are being used. You send me pictures of you in a room with the books. I really do love your photographs. Thank you guys for sharing those with me. These books have, I can't remember exactly how many pages they have. They have, I can't remember, a lot. Let's measure the pages and see just how big they are. The book itself is 6 by 9. The pages are about 5.5 by 8.5. So big pages for you to work with. So no matter what you might want to do, you're going to have room to do it. You're going to have space to do it. You're going to have lots of pages to reflect your creativity, to maybe you're like me, man, I just needed some inspiration. And luckily, I received a bunch of paper, I received a bunch of fabric, I received a bunch of beads, and I really was inspired to put things together. I love to put things together. I often wonder if it's being the daughter of a master machinist. For most of my life, I watched my dad work, and it wasn't just that he was working on machines. He made tools. He had a punch, he had a die, he had all of this amazing machinery. Now, this was in the mid 60s, and he was a master machinist. I remember going to his shop, watching him work. I can still smell that metal smell, that oil smell, as we walked in the door of his shop. He had a shop in Charlotte, it was enchanting to go over there. Usually on Saturday mornings, my mom and my grandma would go uptown in Charlotte to shop and have lunch, and my dad would take us to his shop, and we would we had like chores that we had to do. We had to sweep, we had to pick things up, we had to empty the trash, we had to do the bathroom. We had all these little chores that we did. because we were little kids. And we, in exchange for chores, we got to have some cheese crackers and a Coke. And then sometimes we would get to go to play putt-putt. Or we might get to go to a movie. Now, that was pretty happening stuff for our age and in the mid-60s. That was like big-time fun right there. Basically, you know, in the mid-60s when I was growing up, and you went outside barefoot and you played in the summer, and you went outside and played when it was cold in the winter. The only difference was you had shoes on in the winter and maybe a jacket. I like this fabric, you guys. We're calling this one Cleopatra. I think that the fabric is just really enchanting. Absolutely love it. The bead strand came along nicely. I did gold beads to match the gold flickers and flecks on this fabric. Big book, like I said, create it however you want. Also, when we went to work with my dad, there was a place across the street called Chesapeake Paper Stock. Now, that was where paper went to die. There was they chopped up old magazines, old books, old newspapers, old circulars. Everything in the world you could think of that was paper was on that floor, and right in the middle of the floor was the great big chopper. So there were workers with push brooms, and they're pushing stuff into the chopper. Now, we had to be really careful when we went over there. But that is where I fell in love with comic books, because there were comic books on that floor, and because Chesapeake Paper Stock was right across from the street from my dad's shop, we could go over there, of course, with my dad. And we could choose whatever we wanted. We could choose any kind of books. My brother was real into cars, so he would get, Hot Rod magazine, and I loved, like I said, I loved comics. I loved any sort of paperback. Oh, the old Superman, the old Archie comics. It was like, maybe that's where my love of books came from. It was just always fun to go. There were coupon flyers there. And so on Saturday, when Mom and Grandma were shopping downtown, we could get all of those coupon flyers. Saturday night, basically what happened on Saturday night was we cut coupons. We would cut all our coupons out, and we would give them to the neighbors. Oh my gosh, you guys, I miss coupons. I really do miss, that camaraderie of sitting around and cutting them out, and, deciding on who got, coupons for my grandma, coupons for my aunt, who had a baby, and then that was where the diaper coupons went. It was like my family always did that. It was like a social gathering. And then on Saturday nights too, we usually did green beans. We would snap our green beans, and Mama would put on a big pot of green beans before church on Sunday, before we went to have lunch with the whole family down at my grandma's house. Good times, good times. I hope everybody's making those memories now. I know that families are distressed and families are stressed because of all this inflation and stuff, but I hope that we really do remember to make good memories in our families. I thought this fabric was really super cool. Somebody sent me this. It was, oh God, I don't remember who it was. Okay, I don't remember who it was. If it was you, raise your hand and be acknowledged. It's a former piece of clothing. I love it. I love it. It just made like the perfect journal. This journal is called Catherine. It reminded me of a Spanish motif at Alhambra Palace, where Catherine of Aragon was raised, first wife of Henry VIII. I love the way that the beads really do match the book so nicely. So let's flip through this one right quick. Ladies and gents, these books are $35 and they have a $10 shipping on them. I think that the post guy down at the guy down at the post office told me that the rates for postage are going to go up. If you remember last year during Christmas, the rates for postage went up, but I'm going to try and keep my postage at $10. It's a very safe way to get things to you. I can put them in a nice priority mail padded envelope, and that gives me a tracking number, and also gives us a little bit of security, as much as we can have security now with things getting to where they belong. I have an eBay store, and a customer bought something from me not long ago, and he wrote me and he was like, this came crushed. You did a great job at packing it, but the United States Postal Service really doesn't care anymore. It reminds you of the old Lily Tomlin skit, we're the telephone company, we don't care, we don't have to. Not to demean the post office. I appreciate the post office a whole lot. Especially love my carrier, and I love the people at my local post office. It's just that it's I think that things used to be treated with care, and now not so much. But anyway, it's that priority mail envelope is a great way to get things to you and make sure that they're going to get to you. Back to my eBay story, the guy was so nice. He said it was crushed, but I loved it anyway. I'm going to keep it. And I was like, oh my gosh. I did give him a partial refund just because it was smooshed. He said the packaging was smooshed, but the product was good. Again, just a really fun bead strand here. This one is called Gypsy. It's just all kinds of flavor of hippie chic. I don't know where that came from. It's a wee bit late in the day for me. I've been working really hard on these books, and I wanted to get them in the shop and get them to you this week. I think we're all kind of preparing for it's chilly outside, and it's it's definitely you feel that nip in the air. We haven't had sun since Hurricane Ian last week. I'm really looking forward to some sun. God bless all those people in Florida. I saw a time-lapse video of when look at that, isn't that pretty? The storm came through Fort Myers. Good grief. It's astounding what weather can do and how destructive it can be. And there's literally nothing you can do about it. The farm this year was just parched. Our corn crop did not extend into the season like it usually does, because we were in a drought, and so everything didn't quite grow like it should. Fortunately, our pumpkins came in, and they're stellar this year. They're so much fun. I love pumpkins. I love the warty pumpkins. I love the ugly pumpkins. I love the little pumpkins, the big pumpkins. It's just such a fun time of year. I know a lot of people really do love the fall and love the winter. And, let's face it, if we're above ground and we're vertical and we're having weather, then that means that we are alive and in tune with our bodies and with ourselves. And, every day, if you embrace it and learn to live within the confines of the day, you'll find yourself a lot happier just to be on this earth, having experiences and creating. And every day's a creation, no matter what you're doing. Thanks a bunch, y'all. These are listed over at the Etsy store. I appreciate your support so much. Thank you. See you soon. Bye.